Synopsis of the Books of the Bible by J. N. Darby, Genesis chapter 9. The history of the new earth. In chapter 9 begins the history of the new earth. God blessed the earth more than before, and the answer to the sweet savor of the sacrifice assures the world that the universal deluge will never reoccur. God made a covenant, see note, with the creation to this effect. Government is established in the hands of man. The death begins to flourish, or to furnish him with the nourishment. It does not appear to me that before this they had been either government or idolatry. There had been sin against God, violence without restraint against one another, and corruption, the two perpetual characters of sin among men, and even in Satan, as far as may be. See note 2. God cares for his creation in mercy, but with Noah, new principles were brought out. The sacrifice of Christ in figure became a ground of dealing with the earth, not alone of accessing man as in Abel, and on this a covenant is found. That is, God binds himself in grace so that faith has a sure ground to go upon, on which it can count. Note 1. Covenant, when used connected with the Lord, is always, it seems to me, some order established by God and announced to man according to the terms of which he enters into relationships with man, or according to which man is to approach him. Note 2. There are three characters of sin: violence, falsehood, and corruption. The two first are directly ascribed to Satan. Alas, man follows him in terms. The third is more properly man's. All three are noted in Colossians 3:5-9. In fact, we get these three characters at the close: the false prophet, the beast, and Babylon. End of notes. Government in the hands of man. Another most important principle introduced was the second, referring to the government in the hands of man. Covenant was sure, for God is faithful when he binds himself. Government is entrusted to the hands of man. Alas, this new trial soon has the same result as before. The government confounds to Noah, loses immediately its honor. The earth under mercy relives, as Lamech had announced, by agricultural care, because in its fruit a snare to Noah, who became intoxicated, and his own sons dishonored him on those races. Consequently, the cure falls. This is given in view of the people opposed to Israel, the center of God's earthly government, and of the relationship of God with that family. beginning on a new principle. In these chapters, then we have the old earth closed and a new beginning on the new principles. The last till the judgment of fire, man's failure in the old world is set forth, and God's judgment thereon. In Adam and Cain now, the special judgment and the special blessing in connection with Israel begins to show itself, for we are yet on the earth here. The historical course of Noah's family is brought out in the connection with these 2 points, the blessings and the curse of Shem and Ham. This is God's survey of the new world in its 3 heads, Shem, Ham, and Josephat. In any belief, declarings of which characteristics their position in the earth. Those whose history is stated in a few words. How mighty in everything is the word. He who knows all can state all beliefs, and surely we begin afresh in chapter 10 with the generations or history of Noah's sons. We have thus the establishment of the new earth and the whole general prophetic history on the earth in the first account of Noah and God's communication with him. Shem being owned as the root of God's family in it, aligns to the name of Jehovah with special judgment on Canaan, whose place we know Israel took.